Well, hello and thank you for joining us again today. We've been speaking of God's kingdom, but of course there are other kingdoms still present on the earth along with God's kingdom. Kingdoms that are contrary to his will, which God for now permits. Indeed, following Adam disobeying God's command in the garden, Adam effectively surrendered and transferred his allegiance from God to Satan. Since then, Satan has operated as the ruler of this world, albeit within the boundaries that God has set for him. 1 John 5:19 says, "We know that the whole world is under the control of the evil one," which does not surprise us as we look around and see all the evil and darkness that is happening in the world today. Satan is actively at work in this world, seeking to prevent and to undermine God's work and the increase of his kingdom. With 2 Corinthians 4:4 declaring that the God of this age has blinded the minds of unbelievers so they cannot see the light of the gospel. As Christians, we are often persecuted because of our love for God and for Christ-like righteousness. Living in a fallen state, we're not perfect, and there will be areas of our life where God's effective or actual rule is not yet carried out in our lives. Other little kingdoms yet to be brought under the rule of God, under God's will. With God's help, we can identify these areas where we struggle, that they too may be surrendered to God. In these latter days, we have seen an increase in evil affecting every part of life in this fallen world. Earthly rulers, authorities, governments, all ultimately under Satan's control. Nevertheless, even though there's an increase in evil, with these other kingdoms and conflict against us, yet we are safe in God's hands, as we belong and we remain in his everlasting and unshakable kingdom. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness. We've said much about his kingdom, but what about his righteousness? Well, in attempting to define righteousness, Kevin Conner says, it is holiness in action against sin. The holiness of God demands that sin be judged and the sinner punished. Such punishment is the righteousness and justice of God in action. Righteousness is a holy God acting in a just and upright manner towards his creatures. The Bible tells us that God will do what is right. That's in Genesis 18:25, that Lord is righteous. John 17:25. And that righteousness and justice inhabit the throne of God. Psalm 89:14. We will say much more about righteousness next time. Thank you.